Good morning, everyone. It's been a long time. This is your Filipina page. I know I have not made a lot of videos right now. I'm very, very busy, really. Catching 3 buses every day to go to work. And before that, you need to prepare food, your pack lunch, and for the night's dinner because I arrive late, 11 in the evening, so I don't have time to cook anymore. I'm gonna be very, very exhausted for the long day of working. But I make sure that I have something when I come home, so everything's fine. All right, how are you doing, guys? I hope everyone's well, and of course, always smiling. And yep, don't let negativity and toxicity be around you or control you. All right, so let's get this very, very quick now. Okay, now before I start to the main topic, I'd like to stress that this video is not to instigate pain or hate to others, especially to other nationalities or race for that matter. And yeah, I'm just gonna speak about the contrast of cultural differences or mindset of how most Filipinos think. Filipinos, in particular, think of this topic that I'm gonna discuss, and yeah, of the reality of life of Filipinas in general. All right, so if you're gonna hate me for this, I would do understand. It's your right, it's your opinion, and yeah, I won't hate you for that. Okay, now how do we see a strong and independent woman in the Philippines? For us, it doesn't really mean that you have your own job, you earn your own money, you can live your own life alone and these things. You can carry yourself, manage yourself alone. For us, it doesn't mean strength. Yes, okay, partly yes, because you can do it alone, but it's not the real strength. It's not the real definition of strength of a woman in the Philippines. We see a strong and independent woman if she can, of course, yes, same as you, can handle herself, like can decide, she can handle herself, she can decide on some things on her own, and doesn't need the opinions or the dictation of others when it comes to decision making. I mean, like, for example, if I want to choose to be a doctor, it's my decision, not my parents' decision. That which is usually happening a lot of cases in the Philippines, that your mom wants you or your parents wants you to be a nurse. That's why a lot of Filipinos are nurses. Fun fact. Yeah, but I mean, those things, not the literals. Like, you can't be dictated by or you cannot be taught and led by your parents if they see it that it is the right time to you know to tell you that no, no. Or if you have your boyfriend or if your husband or your man will tell you, no, that's not good, that's not proper, it's not good for you, it's not good for me, it's not good for every one of us, for the family. Of course she will listen. Not that kind of strength that they twist the definition of, or maybe they have a wrong conception of it. Now, a Filipina strength is based on how she handles life in general. Like, if she has a problem in the family, or when she goes to school and she only have a minimal amount of allowance that was given to her by the parents, because of course they are not rich, so that's a challenge for her, and no complaints about it. She has to manage how to budget it and reach to the next month of allowance. This is the strength that we mean in the Philippines, to face adversities in times of calamities, in times of, if you don't have food that you can eat for 3 times a day, you adjust and tighten your belt to survive. tighten your belt, like, okay, if the rice is just good for 2 meals, then we swallow it for 2 meals without complaints. That is real strength. Now, if you're a separated woman, if the guy is not going to really provide for you, doesn't give monthly allowance for the kids, usually there is a seldom like going after for the man, because we still understand, we try to understand still that, okay, this is only the capacity, his capacity to help or to give. So we don't really demand like, oh no, you have to give me every month like this. If there are, of course, and it's our right, it doesn't mean that we're just passive about that. But we always see to it that it's both ways that are understood. Like, how could you say that? How could I put it really clearly? Um, there's no force, to be honest. There are only force, like some women will go to ask help from the government to run after the man, but still, we don't really like demand like, okay, I need 100,000 pesos a month. Those things wouldn't be allowed in the government or in the court. Also, they also have to assess and evaluate what your needs are as a woman, or as an, let's say, quote unquote ex-wife, ex-partner, like that. And for the kids, what is the realistic amount of money that is really needed? You cannot just say, okay, and then the government allows you. No, that's how we are being checked. If a man is really like, he didn't give for how many years, the government will also compute on that. And yeah, but if the man is couldn't be able to do that, really, there's still like a win-win agreement, or there will always be understanding or compassion, in a sense that they will really meet halfway. Okay, to make it short, not really to abuse and exploit. When the man, your, let's say, quote unquote ex, doesn't have that capacity or really that income, he couldn't be really like force. Okay, by law it should be, but the heart always, as long as they meet halfway, that he will still be obligated to give for the kids like this, in a manner that is realistic, then so be it, like that. There are very rare cases that women there would be really like, wow, you have to give me this, but still it would be evaluated. So the real strength of a woman for us in the Philippines is like, for example, you're given this budget from your husband or your boyfriend, and you know that it's not really enough for the cost of living, for all the high expense like that. It's your obligation, it's your responsibility and job to help. Not just help like, okay, you need also to work. Okay, if you do that, good, very good. You can help support the family, like, okay, you sell something to augment the income, family income, not just your income. You will do that. Always family, for the family. Next is, if you don't really have that ability, uh, you know what you're gonna do? Your strength as a woman is when and how you would be able to budget it, to manage the expenses inside the house of your whole family, that your husband has given you only a limited amount for that. So you have to save. That is a way of supporting, also of helping your husband or your man. It's not always that you need to also give monetary, like 50-50 or something like that. Usually in the Philippines, it's not always 50-50. It's not 100%. It really depends on the situation. It depends on both partners, and when the need arises. Like, for example, if your husband, your man, lost his job, then that's the time you suck up the 80-20% of the ratio of the pie. You get your share 80% and him 20%. So that's being a partner. That's being a wife. That's being a husband. Whoever needs your help and support by that time, you are there. You should be there. Okay? And even if you don't have that, let's say you haven't have a degree to get a good job, the woman there will always think of ways, simple ways and means that they will talk, or she will discuss with the husband, okay, it's okay, don't worry, this will soon pass, and yeah, let's do like this. We will sell barbecue or in the streets, or I will go to these houses and sell food like this to survive that time being. This is real strength of a wife, of a woman, of a partner, of your man. It's not you, oh, why you should go. No, that's how we understand relationship, partnership, marriage. When you marry him, you're a part of him as a partner, as a helpmate, as his number one supporter. Not just financially, if you have the means financially, it's your time, so no problem at all. Even if everyone is okay, both of you should always think of simple things to give back, surprise him, feed his ego. Like, okay, I will just give myself as an example. I mean, I love to give surprises, not just to my man, for example, but to friends. I always bring food, extra food for others, for my friends at work, like that. It makes me happy. It's a lighter feeling. I don't know, but it's just maybe me. And yeah, you could do that to your partner. When he comes home, not just the food that you prepare, you keep something inside his wardrobe, and yeah, give him something like just one underwear. It will make him smile, really. And you are also happy to see him smile. Now, for us Filipinas, the strength of a woman is seen when your man has nothing, and that is when he needs you most. So it is a test for yourself also, not like you're thinking, oh, he's testing me, or people is testing, my family is testing, or whoever. It's yourself, to test yourself how strong you are with this kind of things. And if you survive that, and if your mind is really working analytically, well, of course, women are not naturally like that, but you have to learn also, just even a little bit, tiny bit. You have to be logical also, and rational and practical, because this is life. This is the reality of life. You have to always adapt and be flexible and help and be compassionate and empathize. Always think of others before yourself. Okay, not what all the time. Of course, there are always time that you always have to be yourself first. Like, of course, in times of, in outside danger and so on. Of course, like if there's smoke or fire, something in the building, of course you need to put yourself first, the oxygen or the smoke, whatever equipment is that, before you, so you can help others, right? So things, just that's just an example of what I mean. But most of the times when you're partners, you always have to think of your family first before yourself, your own needs, personal interests, that one. Okay, so that's real strength. That's how we see a strong woman, what a strong woman is in the Philippines. And again, and if you are a working woman, a working wife, a working mom, like this, and you still do all these wifey roles, taking care of your kids, taking care of your husband, cleaning the house, cooking, and waking up in the morning to change the diapers, and when your husband is sick, your kids are sick, and you're still there catering the needs, at the same time you're still working, that is super strength. And a lot of Filipinos can do that. We do that, really, to be honest. Not a forced thing to do, but we love to do it. We don't complain because it's normal. I mean, no issue, really. It's like, It's not, it's a life. It's life, the real life. You see? So that is how we understand and we do in the Philippines being strong and independent. Not because we are strong just because we have work or we can do live a life on our own. It's not like that. That we are independent, we live alone in a house, or we can travel alone. It's not the definition of strength and independence in the Philippines. It's just a little part of it. Very little part of it is like that. It's in the bottom list of, the pie, really. So I just wonder that if most of this, those who are I've seen in the videos that are always like saying they're strong and independent, they earn a lot of money and blah blah blah, and all these demands that they ask for a man. Well, it's their right, it's their preference. It's, I respect that, but this is just to, give a bird's eye view of how different we see our perspective in those terms and of life, of the reality of life. Now, so I'm just wondering if in case, if these women, for example, will live in the Philippines like us, where there is no food stamps, no Section 8, no no that strict alimony, all those court legal blah blahs that has been exploited. And of course, the job qualifications and requirements in the Philippines is very high. When you're looking for a job, even in fast food chains, even in malls, supermarkets, groceries, restaurants, you need to be a college level or a college graduate. So I don't know if your definition of strength and independence can be applied when you live in the Philippines. So yeah, survival in daily life, in dealing with all the adversities, in multitasking of being a wife, a mom, a working woman, in solving problems with a smile. That is real strength and independence in the Philippines. Thank you guys. Thank you for my new subscribers, and thank you for those who always click like. 2-3 likes, I'm already happy, and very very much appreciate all your support, your comments, your shares, your whatever you have in your mind and your heart. Still, thank you for watching. Have a good day. Rushing to work now. See you next time. Take care.